Hi everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or maybe you're seeing this post on my Facebook page. I am coming to make just another update video. It's been about a day since I made my last update video, and honestly nothing much has changed, a few things, but it's still kind of, well, let's just talk about it. So, Alaska has today some energy coming in. However, it might increase because we did have a bigger earthquake, or I haven't seen this map in a few hours. It looks like we've had several larger earthquakes. Let's see what these green ones are. In the Kuril Islands area, a 4.9, 4.4, 4.0, all within. This area is really active over the last 24 hours, as well as a 5.2 and a 5.1. Wow. So you guys know I've been watching Russia up into here and down for a potential earthquake inland. This definitely might be enough seismic energy to create that. Wow, that's a lot of activity. It looks like Japan has had another increase in activity. Here's off coast, a 5.1. Let's see what the green one is. Probably aftershock, a 4.6. A couple, let's see, 4.6. 4.6. And is this orange? Deep. Let's see how deep this one is. Nope, not too deep. So wow, they've had an increase in energy like I forecasted that could happen. I definitely forecasted this area. And they have had a 5.4, 5.2. Let's see how deep. 10. One is 10 kilometers, not very deep. The other one is 40, not very deep. So I'm looking for the depth of some of these earthquakes, because the depth will inspire how the rest of the plate tectonics work. So hold on just a one moment. Interruption. All right, I'm back. So the depth of the earthquake will inspire how the rest of the plate tectonics work around, well, how seismic energy moves within the tectonic plates around the area, which are these lines here in white. Let's see, just briefly before we go back to California, let's just see what's going on around the rest of the world. Looks like we've had at least one moderate to large one here in New Zealand, 5.2. I think they had a bigger one the other day. I want to say it was close to 6.0 in New Zealand just the other day. I still don't see that this area has received much activity, and I forecasted this area specifically seeing activity. It's possible that the energy has just traveled north, and that's what all this other stuff is going on. That would make total sense, but it wouldn't surprise me if something moderate to large did pop up in this area. 4.5, still seeing activity out here in the British Indian Ocean territory. I forecasted that as well. I don't normally look at the rest of the world. I just want to look at Greece real quick, around Greece area. It's been going crazy lately, and it looks like activity has kind of slowed down. Give me just another moment, another interruption. Okay, back again. Okay, let's just move on to Jessa, don't bark. Let's just move on to, sorry, I'm gonna pause this again. Okay, let's get back to California, and that's pretty much has been my primary interest lately, it seems. Let's see, let's take a look. This one down here, 2.0 in Southern California, pretty average. Normal. Okay, so these two have popped up within the last 2 hours. 2 or 3. So let's just take a look at them. They all popped up around the same time, I think. So 2 hours, 2 hours. Come on, where's the other one? Pop up. 2 hours, and then, let's see, there's another one up here. Show yourself. Reveal yourself. Where did it go? Oh, okay, here in the San Francisco area. 3 hours ago, 2.2. They're all pretty much normal magnitude, normal earthquakes that you would see every day. That's no big deal. I do notice that one's in San Francisco. That is an interest that in area that we've been watching. It is kind of interesting that both have appeared at the same time, around 2 and 3 hours, after receiving like days and days of no activity at all. But that's just probably coincidence. It looks like the Nevada sequence from their 6.5 a couple weeks ago is definitely diminishing in frequency and magnitude as well. Less activity for sure here, so that's kind of dying down. Still, we have a trajectory line that pops up over to the west, another 2.0. It's been a common recurrence that you would see little earthquakes popping up in a linear horizontal line from the Nevada Earth sequence. It's kind of inspiring. Where did that go? Reveal yourself. It's been a common occurrence for these strange lone earthquakes to pop up in a horizontal manner to the west coast the west area of the Nevada sequence. So we see that there's one right here. It's a 2.0, not really that interesting. A few lonesome earthquakes 8 hours ago, 2.3. Everything pretty much looks normal. So everything has kind of gotten back into the equilibrium, or it's just kind of still not releasing the energy that we thought it would, because myself and a few other excuse me as I shut my door. Myself and a few other forecasters have guessed that this California would be seeing some significant activity, and we haven't noticed anything at all. And so the energy has either finally released. We saw a few earthquakes over here the other day, suggesting that it is moving across the plate. We saw some in Mexico suggesting the energy is moving downwards the plate, and this is all part of the suggestion that energy does move across the plate after a seismic event is something that Dutch Sins has his method of how he forecasts earthquakes. If you don't know who Dutch Sins is, you can research him. He's pretty cool. So in general, I'm not seeing anything that says, hey, this is abnormal. Everything pretty much looks abnormal, except there is still silence up here. There's still silence on the east coast of California. Not coast, because there's no coastline, but the eastern part of California. So that's a little abnormal still, but for the most part, everything looks pretty normal. We're either waiting for something to happen, or it's just fine and it's gotten back into equilibrium. It's hard for me to say right now. I would have to see what goes on throughout maybe the day-to-day. We are seeing significant energy coming from this area, assuming that it will travel across the plate tectonics up into Alaska. I do assume that Alaska will be seeing some more activity today, of slightly higher magnitude and frequency of their earthquakes, and that will of course travel downwards. there is a potential, if Alaska does receive a lot of earthquakes, that it will inspire something to happen in the western part of the states, California included. So if there is pent-up energy, something is waiting to happen. After we see Alaska receive its energy, you can assume within a couple hours to a couple days that's what you would see. But as of right now, the forecast looks pretty normal. There's nothing at all that makes me say, besides some silence in California and Oregon, that says that anything weird is happening. On the tremor map, the PSNG, I believe, tremor map, we do see a large tremor in Washington as well as Oregon today. Yesterday there was just one in Washington, but now there's one also in Oregon, and they're pretty large swarms of tremor activity, suggesting that some shifting and slow slipping earthquakes are happening in this Washington area, which can potentially say that there's activity coming into Washington or the Cascadia or Juan de Fuca fracture zones. However, it's not necessarily something that screams out to me. Like I'm saying, we see a few in Oklahoma. That's pretty normal. That's nothing abnormal at all because of their drilling operations. So that pretty much concludes my update for today. I will try to make an update probably tonight, but not until I see something new. Not until I see some activity that warrants me talking about it. So probably tonight or tomorrow I'll make another update, and until then, it's been nice to talk to you guys. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along for other forecasts, and have a good day. Bye.